10 years of platinum journey. Pretty cool. For all the games covered, let's do a few tier lists. Hardest platinum trophies, best trophy lists, what I'd recommend you do yourself, and my favorite episodes. It's kind of crazy looking at them all. You know, this is 10 years of video making right here. So in terms of difficulty, what are some of the easiest to do? Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, absolutely. Fantastic game, good collectibles, fun story, nice characters. The guns aren't the best in the series, but they're still pretty damn good. Spider-Man, yes. And then equally, Miles Morales can go there as well. They're all Insomniac games. I just realized that, yeah. Insomniac games, you don't need a guide for these things. You can do them yourself. You can play on any difficulty level, and they're a good time. Cracking Time, Horizon, yes, you can add difficulty. You get scrolls to help you out and find things. Beautiful world. Haven't played the sequel yet. Heard mixed things about it. Seems to be Ragnarok and Forbidden West. Mixed things. Apparently people don't like Aloy now. I don't know. She was fine. Don't know what she did in the second game. I think that's it for all the D's. Okay, let's move on to the C's. This is stuff that you can do, but you're going to need a little bit of help. So I would say Ghosts. You're going to need to follow a guide for collectibles. Psychonauts. Fantastic story, one of the best written games, one of the funniest games you'll play, but collecting those fucking figments. Oh, Uncharted 4, yeah. Uncharted 4 on C. You can play on the easiest difficulty, and I think for the higher difficulties you need the trophy and you can enable cheats. I did a crushing difficulty without cheats. That was hard. There were some sections in that are the hardest I've played in the entire series. I'd say Bioshock 2 and Bioshock, because while you do have to beat the game on a certain difficulty level, Survivor, without the Vita Chambers, you can do them in separate playthroughs. And you can also save scum to make things much easier. With Bioshock 1, look out for the glitch of the game switching difficulty from Survivor to easy randomly, so make sure you've got a lot of saves. Happened to me. The Last of Us, well, I did the original, so no, the multiplayer sucks. Metal Gear Solid 3, do you have to beat the hardest difficulty? I don't think so. Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 3, I think you can play on just regular difficulty. The HD version. I'd say that put on C. Wait a second, that's not Metal Gear Solid 3. That's Metal Gear Solid 3. 2 is going to be a bit higher up. Oh yes, of course, the 2 God of War games. I put on C for most people, except for me, who gets a nice bugged trophy and does not actually have the platinum. Uncharted Lost Legacy, yeah. Splinter Cell, that's pretty solid. San Andreas, it's time consuming, but not impossible. Similar to Vice City, time consuming, but not impossible. Oh, the South Park games. You do have to beat, I think, the hardest difficulty on both of them, but it's fine. And again, much like Psychonauts, utterly hilarious. God of War, is it God of War 2 or 3 you don't have to beat the hardest difficulty? God of War 3 you don't have to beat the hardest difficulty. Yeah, so I'll put you on C. Doom, put you on C, yeah. You only have to, the hardest difficulty for I think the opening chapter. Everything else is fine and fun. Okay. That's actually the most amount of swearing I've ever done per minute in an episode. I average 1 swear per minute. I don't know, maybe the music in that game just got me amped up, so. Oh yeah, The Witcher. Just a wonderful world to get lost in. For me, I found Deathmarch perfectly fine. Some of the combat trophies sucked, but you know, over 70-hour platinum, maybe like 3 or 4 were annoying. In general though, it's a pretty good time. Shadow of the Colossus? Yeah, I'd say I'd put that, yeah. Let's put you there. I think we're good for the C tier. I might move stuff around. Nothing's set in stone, thankfully. You can move stuff. On the B. Okay, Alien Isolation is going on the B. It's just a scary game. You can save as much as you want, but it's still like some very harrowing moments. Bioshock Infinite, because of the auto-saving, it becomes more difficult than the original, the first 2 ones. Lady Comstock is a real pain. You might have to look up some help for that. Bastion, because of that bloody gauntlet of wave after wave of enemies, you can play for I think up to 2 hours the whole thing takes. If you die, back to the start. Happened to me. Arkham Asylum. Dishonored, you gotta know the game pretty darn well. Eco, because of the speed run, you gotta be on point, you gotta know the game well, then you do the speed run. The original God of War, pretty tough in points. There's some like really tough points, and the Challenge of the Gods are tough. The hardest difficulty will kick your ass. Dead Space, even if you play the game 5 or 6 times like me, you still get on edge in certain moments. I'd say probably all the Resident Evils. Oh yeah, I think God of War 2 can go up there. I think that's, yeah, sure. Uncharted 3 can go up there. There's a couple of, and Uncharted Drake's Fortune can go up there. Both of those have, I think Uncharted is the Blue Room, and in general, crushing is just pretty hard. Uncharted 3 is a couple of sections where you think this is impossible. Oh, The Last was part 2. You're down here. Oh wait, you follow a guide. Okay, so you're up there. Emotionally difficult game. If this is a tier list of the most emotionally difficult games to play, Last was 2 is... Okay, what else can we put? Oh, Uncharted 2. I'd put you in C. I'll put you in C. Now, the Resident Evils. Oh wait, where's the other Resident Evil? Oh, god damn it. The Resident Evils, now I have them. Although it's not, an official... It's the GameCube box cover, but you know what I mean. Would all those go in, I think, them all in the B tier? Resident Evil 2 in the B tier. Yeah, I end up with quite a bit of time saved. Resident Evil 3, though, I might put higher because of that Nemesis fight at the end. You can get one... It took me quite a long time. That's really difficult, but that's probably the only... Okay, I'll put you all in the B tier. And The Last was in the B tier because this is the PS3 version I played for the Platinum. And sweet baby Jesus, 35 hours of story and 35 hours of multiplayer. That is a grind. And you can lose all your progress. Now we're getting into the big guns. I'm going to go ahead and put Batman in the A tier because of those challenge rooms. They kicked my ass. Bloodborne and Sekiro go in A. You can beat them. It's going to require an awful lot of patience. Oh wait, Resident Evil 4, you can go in the B tier. Devil May Cry, you can beat it. It's going to be tough. You're going to have to use items for some of the bosses. I tried to beat all the bosses without items and I couldn't do the final Nero or Nilo guy. I'm going to put Metal Gear Solid 4 in A. It's long and there's a lot to sort of understand of like the requirements for all the emblems, but you can do it. You're going to do enough playthroughs that when it comes time to big boss, yeah, it's doable. I put all 5 of them in S. I'm going to put Dead Space 2 in A. You will lose progress a few times, but you can take your time, be cautious. You get 3 saves, just take your time and be cautious. When it comes to S, I'm putting all these. Now, some of you might already be thinking, really? Call of Duty? When you're as bad at shooters as I am, they become... I'm going to put... yeah. Okay, because of Mile High Club, you're going S. And because of the obstacle course, you're going S. For me, I'm just bad at shooters. Mile High Club took me so long to do. And just the campaign in general, no fighting in the war room. And Modern Warfare 2, that obstacle course, I think I was 3 days at it. And when you're talking about like tenths of a second, and I just couldn't. Certain points you start to doubt, do I even have the reflexes for it? Eventually got it, thank Christ. But yeah, Metal Gear Solid 2, the VR missions as well as the extreme difficulty, the final rave fight, which takes about 15 minutes of dodging and that's tough. And then Shovel Knight, I am terrible at those type of games, those old school retro 2D platformers. And the speed run, I legitimately think I couldn't do it. So there's my list, ladies and gentlemen, of the hardest platinum trophies. You can take an old screenshot of that. I'd say for many of you, your list will differ. We all got different skill sets. We all have different preferences for games, different strengths, different weaknesses. So this is mine. Feel free to do your own. Okay, what trophy lists suck? Should I work from the top down? Maybe work from the top down? Okay, let's work from the top down. What trophy lists are just what trophy lists should be? Where's Insomniac? Where's Ratchet & Clank? There you are, Rift Apart. This is one of the best trophy lists. It doesn't ask you to do too much. It asks you to sample things. It makes sure the collectibles are fun to get. They have an additional challenge. They have a bit of lore attached to them, like an audio log. You don't even collect them all. I collect all the collectibles. I don't even need to collect. That's an S tier trophy list. Getting all the guns is nice. Seeing all the story details. Doing some of the challenges. By the end of it, you feel like you've done everything the game has to offer, and it doesn't overstay its welcome. It, to me, is like a perfect... It's borderline perfect. It's one of the most fun games I've had to platinum. I'd recommend doing that. Oh, where's Dead Space? Yep, one of the trophies to beat the game on the Well, with the plasma cutter, and then you can combine that with beating him on the hardest difficulty plasma cutter. I like that. I've platinumed that game twice. I platinumed it before I was even doing Platinum Journey, and I made sure to go back and do another episode just because I like that game and though that trophy list so much. High praise. That might be it. That might be it. Dishonored? Oh wait, hang on. I'm putting God of War up as well. Yep, I've platinumed that game multiple times as well. So when you go for the speedrun trophy, you learn about there's a new way of moving Kratos where you roll and you shoulder charge, you roll and you shoulder charge. It encourages you to play the game better than you thought you could even play it. And it's like a 5 hours you got to beat the game in under. You can do it in 3.5, pretty handy. But it's just, you know, you feel like you mastered the game. I think I want to stick with that. I think that to me is the peak. Those are my favorite trophy lists. So what's A? What's like really good? Oh yeah, the 2 South Park games, of course. They're good trophy lists. You want to run around and explore South Park as much as possible. And the trophy list helps you do that. I would say Sekiro, to be honest. No, would I? Oh no, the skills. Never mind. Resident Evil 4. Just beat the game, get a few collectibles, some bottle caps, and beat the hardest difficulty. Doesn't really have a platinum, but I did an episode about it, so I'm sticking in there. The unfortunate thing is an awful lot of trophy lists are not good. Oh, Miles Morales, yeah. Yeah, Miles Morales, yeah. That one I liked. I enjoyed doing that game. And of course, New York during the winter months, during Christmas, beautiful. Kraken Time, yeah, another Ratchet & Clank game, of course. Yeah, I think I'm done on the A. Oh no, there's Spy. No. Okay, now for B. It's like, they're fine, you know, they're okay. This is going to be a lot of them. Spider-Man go to B, you know, random crimes suck, but in general it's okay. It's Dishonored, yeah, it kind of like mastered the game. In fact, I'm putting you in A. You know what? By the time I got that platinum, I feel like I was really damn good at the game and encouraged me to do that with the trophy list. You're an A. Bloodborne? No, the Shallow's Dungeons. Splinter Cell, yeah, I like that trophy list. That was good. Sekiro, no skills. I put all the Resident Evils in the B. Yeah, okay, let's put all the Resident Evils in the B. Good trophy list, encourage you to play the games in ways you may not have done so far. No item box run, no healing items run. They all get put in there. Oh, where's it? RE4, yeah. All good. I would encourage people to do these ones. Ooh, Bioshock. Actually, I'm putting Metal Gear Solid in B. I think it's a good trophy list. Yeah, I saw the trophy list and I want to do that. That looks like a fun challenge. Yeah, I think Alien Isolation is pretty good as well. Bit long game, but I think it's pretty good. There's a trophy list for something you try yourself. Okay, let's move down to C. Bastion, because that you know, doing that wave thing. Yeah, Batman is a C. Yeah, I'd say Bioshock. I like the collectibles, but I know some people don't. So there you go. Yeah, similar to that. Bloodborne, because of the Chalice Dungeons. Dead Space 2, I wouldn't encourage it. I wouldn't encourage that. Doom, I'm actually going to B. You're going to B. God of War 3? Actually, yeah, you can go in B. Modern Warfare 2. See, the trophy list is good. Okay, if you're into shooters, yes, Modern Warfare. Well, there's Bioshock 2. You can go in here. San Andreas D. In this day and age, actually, you know what? No, okay, you get C. It's very time consuming, maybe not the way you want to do it, but in general, it's okay. I'll put you up in B as well, because if you're into shooters, go for it. Similar God of War 2, sure, you can go B. The new God of Wars, you get a big old D. The post-game stuff, other than the extra bosses, kind of not great. Horizon, just open world, busy work. Similar to Ghost of Tsushima, open world, busy work. Shadow of the Colossus, it's grindy. You gotta max out your health and stuff. You end up just repeating the same 2 bosses. It's the quickest way, it's boring. Metal Gear Solid 2, if it wasn't for all those VR missions, I'd put you higher, but the VR missions, no, you're down there. Sekiro, grinding for skills. No, Metal Gear Solid 3, I'm put you up there. No, actually, you know what? It's mostly just keeping track of the things you've collected. Psychonauts, the Figments suck. I'm putting you in D, actually. Just don't get Psychonauts Platinum. You'll ruin the fun for yourself. Eco, I'm putting you in B. I found the speedrun really interesting to do. Shovel Knight, if you're into that type of game, sure. So I'll put you into C. Actually, I'll put you into B. If you're into that type of game, it's a really good list. If you're stuck at the game, it's a bad list. The Last of Us on PS3, you get a big fat D. Yeah, the multiplayer stuff, terrible. Last was part 2. Just play the story. Don't bother with other stuff. You're fine. Do you really want to find collectible cards? No. Uncharted 2 and 3 and Drake's Fortune. I think they're all B. I think in general the Uncharted trophy list... Well, actually no. You're B. I think you're also B. Actually no, I have to use a bloody guide for all your shit. You've got 60 collectibles. You're good. Uncharted 4... Yeah, C. Uncharted Lost Legacy, you get that one level, that one giant level where you gotta scour around in your Jeep trying to find everything. Terrible, 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 terrible. Vice City, you get a D for Take the Cannoli. Witcher, I would say you get a B. You're mostly good. There we go. So, top 3 games, do them. Absolutely, I recommend. A, fun games to do. Also recommend. B, might prove a bit of a challenge. It might not be to your particular tastes, but see how you feel with it. C, that's fine. Might be some grindy stuff, might be some boring stuff. And then D, I would say don't do. Those are my recommendations. Let's start with episodes I don't like. Where's Cracking Time? That was just a boring episode. I didn't know what I was doing for that. I did not have the skill set yet to make an easy trophy list somewhat entertaining. Completely floundering for that one. I think it was 13 minutes long. But then later on I did Miles Morales and that's an 11-minute episode. I'm actually kind of happy with that because I want to do a show off the city. Did it. I think Psychonauts is a bad episode. I think the Spider-Man episode is bad. It's just dull. And I'm not really too fussed about the game. I think the Horizon episode is bad. I watched it back a while ago and I was like, I don't know. It's like, did it really need to exist? No. I think the God of War 2 episode is bad. I think the God of War 3 episode is bad. I think they're both bad. At that point, I was over the original trilogy, especially by 3. I was like, I don't care. A bit repetitive now. It was fine when I played it back in the day. I don't think either of the sequels are as good as the first God of War. And I think that reflects in the episode. Just like not really into it. I think that must be the only episodes I think are legitimately bad. Okay, as for episodes, I'm like, it's fine. I would say BioShock Infinite, it's fine. Bastion, yeah, it's fine. Dishonored, like, yeah, it's fine. Doom, it's fine. Metal Gear Solid 3 episode, I'm like, it was still early days, didn't really know how to fully do it. I'm looking forward to Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta. It gives me an opportunity to do it again. It's been a while since I've done any Metal Gear Solid stuff, folks, but next year is Metal Gear Solid from the HD, the first one, because I never played it. I'm doing an episode about that. Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta, if that's not terrible, that's going to get an episode as well. There's more Metal Gear Solid episodes on the horizon, ladies and gentlemen. I was thinking the Miles Morales episode is, it's fine. I was there for showing off, again, New York. I think the Stick of Truth and Fractured Butthole episodes, they're all fine. I'm basically just, the game's funny. Let the game do all the work. Uncharted 2 episode, fine. Uncharted 3 episode, fine. Yeah, the Rift Apart episode, it's fine. It's nice. Nothing crazy. Lost Legacy, it's fine. It's not something I'd say, go watch that episode first. The Ghost episode, yeah, it's fine. I did some nice stuff with Jin, and I did think he was pretty fucking cool. I think it's fine. I'm fond of it. All right, as for B's, stuff that I like, but I wouldn't say is kind of the best stuff. I'd say Alien Isolation. I like that episode. Batman Arkham Asylum. Bloodborne episode, I kind of made a mistake. I didn't quite have the skill set to do such a big episode, so I spent 15 minutes of the 40-minute runtime on the opening hour. I skipped an awful lot of it. I didn't quite know how to do a Souls-like game yet. So it's okay, but could be better. Shadow of the Colossus, you know what? Actually, no. You might go higher. I'm very fond of that episode. Oh yeah, and then the original God of War is it's alright. And then Ragnarok is the most recent episode. That was a disaster, but I was in a bored mood when I was recording the episode. I was in a bad mood editing the episode and fucking hell. And writing the episode. But then looking back when it's all done, it's kind of okay, that was at least somewhat interesting. A glitch trophy hadn't happened to me before. Well, there are episodes I'm like, yeah, that's nice. Uncharted 4 is it's no, Splinter Cell, you can go down there and see, but you're down there and see. The Uncharted 1 episode, I would say the original Last of Us episode probably goes actually to C. It's the second ever episode, it's not going to be great. Shovel Knight, actually, I'm putting in a C. I watched it back and I found it boring. Maybe it's just because it's all 2D. So I'm not fond of that episode, really. BioShock 2, I think, yeah, that was okay. I liked it. I liked getting all the scenic shots of Rapture once again on PC and being able to use that. I actually like that episode. Okay, I think I'm ready to move on up into the higher ranks. Of course, the BioShock episode, I like that episode a lot. I'm quite fond of it. Devil May Cry, I'm very fond of that one, and that was, big like man versus game. I liked making that episode. That was good. Devil May Cry 2, pretty soon. Last of Us Part 1 is next, then Devil May Cry 2. God have mercy on my soul. I will not be opening that episode saying, documenting the highs and lows of getting a platinum trophy in some brilliant games. I'm not sure you could classify DMC2 as brilliant, but we'll get there. God of War, very, very, very happy with that episode. I tried to make it feel like the adventure that it is. I like that episode a lot. Similar to Eco, it was my first ever time using paying for music. That's the first ever episode where I did that. I went, everything is just so much better. Similarly, Shadow of the Colossus is up there as well. I like that episode. San Andreas, I'm putting you in B, whereas I'm putting Vice City in A. Yeah, I thought the Vice City episode was a bit better. I think just the setting of Vice City is nicer for me. But I use the same kind of radio turn dial opening. And if I do GTA 3, I'll do it again. I like that opening, like give me a little sense of the music and the space and the feel of it. Modern Warfare 2, I'm going to put you in B, actually. All the Resident Evils are going into A. I like them all. A variety of trophy lists, and actually I might I'll put you all in A. Interesting challenges, an awful lot to cover, a lot to do. Yeah, I really like making the Resident Evil episodes. A similar Sekiro, I'm like, I did it. Bloodborne, I didn't quite get it, but Sekiro, nailed it. I'm so looking forward to covering Elden Ring later this year, and hopefully, that's an even bigger game. Try and do it justice. Sekiro, I'm quite happy with. Similar to Dead Space, I felt I did that game justice. Resident Evil 4, I'm very happy. It's just a guy reliving his childhood, having a great time. The Last of Us Part 2, that episode, is that top tier or? Okay, well, obviously for me, Metal Gear Solid 4 is one of my favorite episodes. Metal Gear Solid 2, Dead Space 2 from way back in the day. The Witcher 3, I completely changed what the episode was going to be. I thought it was going to be man versus game, hardest difficulty, big RPG. Let's, go for it. But in that fact, it was quite easy for me. So instead I made a travel video utilizing the map and, we're going here and this is about this place and hopefully try and make the world feel real. Making the map and doing all the little dots around it, and that took ages, but I'm so happy with it. And hopefully I made the continent feel like a living, breathing place. Very proud of that episode. Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare, I'm just surprised I actually did it. And then the last was, I'm putting you up there. It's like a big send-off to Joel and the game, and I'm very proud of that episode. So there you go. The episodes I dislike and think could be wiped from existence and it wouldn't matter. The episodes I'm like, they're alright, yeah, they're alright. The episodes I think are good. The episodes I like, the episodes I am proud of and also really like. There you go, folks. Platinum Journey tier list for 10 years of videos. I'll do this again in another 10 years. I've been covering the PS3, PS4, now PS5. I'll be covering the PS6, 7 and 8. Thank you very much for watching. If you're new to the channel, if you've been around for years, I appreciate it. And here is to many more years to come.